and business, they're almost synonymous. There's so many similarities between a sporting team, what they're trying to achieve every year, and a business and what it tries to achieve every year. There are so many similarities, with the key underpinning on a sporting team as well as a business, the importance of people, the importance of goal setting, the importance of skill set, and the importance of teamwork. Welcome to JTInTheRaw, where I chew the thin on business, and today I want to give you a couple of comparisons at this historic ground. I'll give you a little bit of history to that in a moment. I want to give you some comparisons between leading a sporting team and leading a business. So, this is North Sydney Oval. This is one of Australia's most beautiful ovals that's ever been designed. There's a beautiful fig tree just here, a hill. We've had Australian women's cricket team have played here. The North Sydney Bears play here. Northern Suburbs Rugby plays here. There are plenty of teams that play here. Plenty of history. And in 2016, Northern Suburbs won their first grand final in 40 years. The place was awash with red and black. In fact, that grandstand down the end there, that's the McCartney stand, that was filled with red and black colours. And at the end of the game, just down here, which is just out of camera, North scored a try. Now, North were playing one of the premier teams in the grand final, and just down there, they scored. Now, with that came everybody out of that far grandstand tearing down the field. There would have been close to 1,000 people wearing red and black. Just as like a dam had opened up, they flowed down the field. The game wasn't even over. And the gladiators, the players that have been out there bashing each other for the last 80 minutes, were lauded by their supporters. They were lauded like gods. They were lifted up onto the shoulders of young men, old men, and they were lauded like gods because they'd achieved a goal that they set at the beginning of the year. Of course, that was 2016, and we're now 2021. 5 years later, Norths haven't featured in one grand final since then. And so it got me thinking, being at such a historic ground, what are some similarities between sport and what are some similarities between business and as a leader? So the first thing I think we need to look at is each week, when you're coaching a team, you start again. You won last week, but we start again this week. And in business, it's the same. We hit our targets, we hit our sales numbers at the end of the month, and then the next month, we start again. But just like in sport, where the next opposition, we need a new strategy or we need new tactics because we're playing against a different type of team. The next month, the economy might have changed. The demographics might have changed. Things might have changed. So we need new strategies, new tactics. If we keep relying on doing the same thing month on month on month, we can expect the same result month on month on month. Our goal is to continually change and evolve our strategy based on what is happening around us. That's what sporting teams do. That's what we must do in our business. And every sporting team has a coach. So you, as the coach of your business or the leader of your business, it's your job to be analysing with about 5 to 10 days before the end of the month, analysing what should I be doing next month. What tactics do we need to change? What strategies do we need in order to maintain our winning ratio? That's your job as the leader. Okay, number 2. Whether it's a sporting team or it's a business team, the key component to the success is people. As a sport, we rely heavily on the coach getting to know the players. In fact, I was just at a business breakfast here, and the head coach of North said, my job is to know what buttons to press on the players to get the most out of them. And that's exactly what we must do as leaders with our team, is to understand our team so well that we know exactly what buttons to press, how we can get the most from our team. Really powerful insight for us as a leader. Get to know our team at a deeper level as a person. And there's plenty of JTs in the Raw that I've talked about this, so I don't need to go on about that. And finally, number 3, big comparison between sport and business is competition. Every week we're competing. Every day in business we're competing. What we can't control is our competition. We can't control what another football team's doing, what another netball team's doing in preparation for a game. What we can control is our own preparation. What we can control is how we get ready for that next month or that next week or even that next customer. Competition's important. It keeps us on our toes. But when we focus on the competition, we lose sight of what our strengths are and what our weaknesses are, and therefore what we need to improve on. So we love competition. It brings out the best of us in many times, but we can never lose sight of what we are trying to achieve. So then what wins games? What wins games out there on that field? What wins games in business? Well, I reckon there are 3 things. Number 1 is skill set. Number 1 is skill set. Whether we're talking about sport or business, there are foundation skills for everything that we do. And again, quoting the head coach of North's upstairs, Zach Beer. Zach, I think it was a throwaway line, but he said we have to be the world's best at the basics. The world's best at the basics. What a big, hairy, audacious goal that is. But if that's the way we understand sport, and that's the way we understand business, of having the basics, well, let's be the world's best at the basics. So skill set will differentiate you. Skill set will lead to more victories than losses. Teamwork. Teamwork. We cannot work in silos. We all have different departments. We all have people within our departments. No one can be in a silo. The key to success in any business is simply working together as a team. That is the most important thing. And finally is desire. Desire to be successful. We can have a strong desire to win, but our desire to be successful by performing the very best that we can leads to the success of our team. And our job as a leader is to foster that desire, to grow that desire, to fertilize that desire. When that desire is red hot, we increase our chances of performing well and we increase our chances of success. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed JTInTheRaw coming from this historic ground and the comparison between sport and business. Sport is a great metaphor for business. If you got any value out of the show, I'd love you to hit a love heart right now, whether you're watching live or on replay, or hit the share button and share it amongst your friends. Because sometimes we understand more about business when we use a metaphor like sport. Finally, it's a big day on Sunday here in Australia. It's Anzac Day. And I want to just do a big shout out to anyone who has served or has relatives who have served for Australia and helped protect our amazing country. For all those who have done so, lest we forget. Please take a few minutes on Sunday just to thank those that have given us such an amazing country, who have shown true bravery and true courage, lest we forget. Catch you on the flip side.